Well, Puppy Turtle did a video like below on a Christian student that was kicked out of school for a couple of days due to making comments about homosexuality being wrong. And in this case, and in general, I do agree that there is such thing as free speech. But, this is a big but, schools are different. You don't have freedom to say everything you want or do everything you want. If you disrupt classes, if you disrupt the learning experience, if you disrupt people's enjoyment of school, you can be punished for doing so. This isn't a public area. It's not like, you have freedom to say what you want, but you can't stand in the middle of a school and start yelling, gays are wrong or evil, they must be all stopped, everybody who's homosexual should be stopped. You can't do that in the middle of a library or in the middle of a shopping mall and stuff like that. There are just certain things that aren't allowed due to disrupting of other people. You do have certain rights and you have certain places that you can do these things. And I'll agree that people have a right to do it. But when your actions impede on my rights, then you can be asked to leave, you can be asked to stop. There was a case I remember, it comes up as, there was a Christian who was yelling about persecution because he was arrested for speaking out against gays. And when you actually look into the case, he was outside a public library, had been asked to leave multiple times, and was disrupting people, and people were getting annoyed. And he had asked to be relieved, and he didn't, and he was arrested. You can't just do anything everywhere you want. If you're inside my business, you do not have a right to disrupt my business. You can say what you want, you can do what you want, but at the same time, you don't have a right to be from your own consequences of your actions. Every action has a consequence. And if you do something that has consequences, your freedom of speech and freedom of religion does not protect you from being in trouble for something you've done. And this is important. And it's not just with gays, it's with racism, it's with feminism, whatever the deal is. A Muslim wouldn't be allowed to do the same thing in the middle of a Christian church. If a Christian or even a Muslim or a gay person were to be disrupting a Christian service in a church, how long do you think it'd be before they get thrown out? They can do it outside within reason, but if they're asked to leave, they should leave. A lot of these things have to have, when you have protests and whatnot, you need to have permission to be in a certain place. You can't just go out and do certain things. I don't know. Maybe people can correct me on exact laws for this thing, but it feels to me that you don't have and get complete freedom of speech, especially in a school, or especially with a lot of kids that get bullied a lot for being gay, or for being black, or for being nerds, or whatever. Your freedom to say what you want does not guarantee you protection when your own actions and words harass another student. And I'll say again though, in this case, from what I've understood, the teacher in the school was wrong because he hadn't said it openly. He said it in class, but unless he said it loud enough that the entire class heard, and he was saying it in a very derogatory way, he has a right to speak about it in private, with a friend. But if he's walking down the hallways yelling this and saying this, no, he does not have freedom of speech to do that. And I think this is for what the thing is, teachers and schools are playing on the side of safety and overcautiousness because they don't want to have bullying and problems. And being a kid that was bullied a lot in school, I think that, teachers need to do a little bit more about to protect students from harassment and problems that other students want and decide they deserve to do. You know, I like a lot of your videos, Puppy Turtle. I just disagreed and agreed at the same time. But just for this situation, I think you were wrong.